Hello, this is Lauren Sauerbeck, Director of Sales and Field Development for nutraMetrix. Thank you for reviewing nutraMetrix Custom Health Solutions. The first thing I want to point out about nutraMetrix is the fact that our solutions are customized for the unique needs of every single practitioner that we support and their patients. Everything that we do is tailored to help support the unique needs of the practice and practitioner, because we do know that they all are different and everybody does need a unique solution. Okay, so looking forward here at nutraMetrix Custom Health Solutions, we deliver wellness solutions for both patients and practice, and with that we recognize several aspects of what we do to support our health professionals. Our solutions are designed exclusively for health professionals. We are servicing thousands of health professionals across the United States and getting ready for global expansion. We have a wide variety of products and services that are designed to support the unique needs of the patients and the practice while also generating revenue, which of course is needed in this economy and time with all the changes that have been happening in our healthcare industry. Now, if we look at what's going on in our healthcare economy, cost of business is always going up, but also insurance reimbursements are going down. Both of these things, together with laws and legislation that are having great impacts on the healthcare system right now, all of these things translate to reduced profitability, and health professionals have been challenged to make changes. When we look at what's going on inside the news, we can see articles on CNN Money, doctors going broke, having a difficult time making payroll. If we look at struggling to make ends meet, what we see in this article is that the reimbursements that health professionals get for the care that they're giving is not covering the cost of delivering the care that they are mandated to give. We take another step forward and look and see at the end of the day, profitability is shrinking. And with that happening, it's time for change, and changes are imminent in all aspects of healthcare. When we see risk of health professionals going out of business, this is happening again and again, and we see more and more often practices getting acquired by larger groups. And all of this points to the fact that times are changing and we have to change with it. One of the most difficult expenses to cover in employment or in operation of any business is payroll. This chart right here shows the increasing number of health professionals who have had to take out loans to cover payroll. And you see it's obviously not getting smaller because it's getting more difficult to keep up. In addition to that, the payroll, a lot of times health professionals have to lay off key staff members, and with less staff members, those existing ones are going to be much busier and a little bit more stressed, and it gets harder for healthcare facilities to do anything different because they are so incredibly busy. So what are practices these days doing to overcome these obstacles? Well, the first one we see is seeing more patients. As they're seeing more patients, that's good. It's going to bring more revenue into a practice, and of course we acknowledge that a practice is a business and it must remain profitable to stay open to take care of those patients. So seeing more is a logical step. But those very busy staff members are going to be even busier because they're working harder to move more patients through in the same amount of time. We see some offices open additional hours, and that works too, or open additional locations, but all of these things mean more time and more overhead and more expense. What we need to do is not add expense, but instead add profitability. So what we propose is really response-based marketing, as in listen to what the patients are asking. Are the patients asking for help losing weight? Are they asking which multivitamin, which calcium or omega do you recommend? Which D3 do you recommend? Or what options do I have? I myself said to my health professional, you know, I don't want to take meds, I want to try it myself first. The problem, though, with the average patient is that they don't know what to do, and that's why they're asking their health professional for advice. And if you think about this, which multivitamin do you recommend? Let's stop for a moment and think, why is the patient asking that question? They're asking for a multivitamin recommendation because they want one that their health professional trusts. Second, they know they're not eating well, so they're asking for one. And third, they're concerned about their health and want to be preventative as possible, so they know they at least need something because they're not eating well. So if we recognize that they're having concerns to cause them to ask this question, we recognize why it's so important to get an answer from someone they trust. And that's a big part of what we do. If we look at what the patients are already doing, We look and see $22 billion spent a year on natural health alternatives, but obviously they're going to the stores and picking stuff out, and without the proper education to understand formulations and necessities and even how these things might work with pharmaceuticals, it's a really big question. What are they buying and who's giving them the advice? You know, we see many of these stores and they have staff members giving health advice in the aisles of these stores, and obviously they don't have the benefit of the patient's records and health history. So it's another reason why, again, the patients are looking for advice from their health professional. They want to be sure that what they're taking is going to do what they want it to do. If we look at what we find in the stores, there's no guarantee on quality there. They're obviously made to generate revenue for those stores who have a lot of brick and mortar overhead. With that, we find in these formulas artificial chemicals, dyes, disintegrating agents, hydrogenated fat, all kinds of fillers and such that are going to inhibit the body's ability to absorb it, and some of these obviously aren't going to be healthful ingredients. If we take a look at some of the most popular store supplements that we find out there, we can look at Centrum, one of the United States' leading brands, and also in many other countries, and we see hydrogenated fat, titanium dioxide, talc, and a bunch of colors and dyes. Now, if you research online on some of the published medical journal websites, you'll start seeing a lot of science on some of these dyes that are showing some very bad health conditions associated to them. So we really don't need to be consuming things like this, or certainly not hydrogenated fat. Looking again further at Flintstones, another well-trusted brand. If we look at the label, hydrogenated fat in aspartame and more colors and dyes, no parent or health professional would recommend hydrogenated fat or aspartame to a child. But again, these companies, well, really they're able to bank on the fact that the average consumer does not know how to read these labels. The average consumer has not been educated in comprehensive formulas and how to choose one, which is again why they ask the health professional, which one do you recommend? And we know that we're at a state of deficiency in our country, so it's a matter of coming up with the answers that are going to help those patients get the results that they really want for their wellness. And all of that together, answering the financial concerns and the wellness needs of the patients, is what we do. And nutraMetrix really is in the right place at the right time, because we are answering both of those needs, being wellness for both the patients and the practice. There's many aspects of what we do, but one of the most important ones to me is our mission of what we're accomplishing. As we get more educated in wellness and nutrition, you can't help but pay it forward and help others. You know, we learn, we improve our health, we feel better, we have a better quality of life, we feel good. Such a big difference for what's going on. Instead of sick care, we're able to really migrate towards wellness care. And our mission with nutraMetrix really is to expand the vision of wellness and education into the population to really help empower people to make better choices and better changes to turn around the condition that we have in this country. We're at the top of the world in heart disease, obesity, diabetes, and osteoporosis, and it's time to make changes. And through education and science-based solutions, we can do that one health professional and one patient at a time. And with any company you work with, it really is important to know that you're working with a company that's stable and solid. Since we started nutraMetrix in 2004, we have gone nowhere but up. And that's good because we have the funding and the revenues to ensure growth and support and good service for our health professionals. But what's more important here also is the patient results. Our products are really good. They're designed synergistically and comprehensively to deliver the results that they are intended to give, so that the patients experience the results and the health professionals expect the results that we get. And these numbers that you see here really are a measurement of patient results. The patients do get the results that they can experience. With that, our health professionals are successful. Because of that, our consultants are successful, and so are we. Adding all that together, we can understand that they are working and delivering those patient results because of the quality and how the formulations are done. Everything we do is education and science-based with exceptional quality controls to ensure that everything is exactly as it should be. We have independent auditing and on-site labs, and we test every single pallet to make sure that what's on the label is in the bottle and that they are done exactly